Alright, we are getting the meat on the grill here, breaking this thing in. So I've done this meat here with a rub. So why don't I just take a minute and tell you what that's about. Alright, good morning. So today we're going to begin prepping for our Memorial Day 2019 grill session. This afternoon I'm doing country style ribs and various other things. So we're going to begin today by starting our dry rub for the meat, and let me show you how that's done, okay? So I take about 2 cups, well, not 2 cups, that's more like 1 cup of brown sugar. All of this is going to vary on the amount of meat that you're attempting to deal with or process. Now, one of my key secrets is this stuff right here, guys. So I will be using, at least for start, an entire container. This is the Grill Mate Smokehouse Maple. It's just a very good base for your rub. I'm going to use this about 4 cloves of fresh garlic. We're going to throw that on into the pool. Let's go ahead and get the deliciousness on in there. Next, about a tablespoon, maybe 2, of dry mustard. In you go. Here's a couple of tablespoons each of garlic powder and onion powder. In you go. Let's give just a dash of some Cayan up. And then, of course, everything's got Tony's in it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it here. Maybe not even a tablespoon. And then I'm going to go with some coarse ground black pepper. Perhaps. And let's just go and 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 go. Good. Alright, now I'm going to mix this up. That requires 2 hands before I alter the salt. Why am I doing that? Well, first of all, Tony's, has a pretty high salt content, as does the Smokehouse Maple sort of spice base there from McCormick. So I'm going to mix it up, give it a taste, see where I'm at on salt, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so I have mixed it up and I've given it a taste, and I've double checked my own recipe, and we're going to go with a whole nother one of these Smokehouse Maples. I think I had a little bit more brown sugar than a cup. You need to taste this stuff as you go, right? So let's mix this up here. Hands are clean. Mixy, mixy, mixy. Alright, let me give this a taste. Now we're talking. Instead of salt, guys, I'm just going to go with another quick round of the Tony's. We're doing a pretty good amount of meat here today. Get that in. Get another taste going here. Perfect. Good salt, good sweet, good heat. With some extra special dances going on in there. So I think this is going to be fantastic. Okay, so today we're using it's a country style rib. You have to pardon the coffee cup of bacon grease on the back of the stove, but that's just how we roll, y'all. This is a pork cut off the loin, and you can typically find it boneless, which is delicious, and or boned in. It's interesting, in Atlanta, I typically, at least at my supermarket, I'll find the boneless more frequently than I do the bone-in. The bone-in is really delicious. Pound for pound, obviously, you're going to get more bang for the boneless. So people are going to say, well, start rubbing it down, but we are actually going to use a bag method for this today. So I'm going to get these bagged. Okay, we have the meat bagged, and we are going to, by half, put half of that in there and in there and mix well. So again, I'm going to need 2 hands. I'm probably going to eventually need to get a tripod, right? But anywho, right, so we have the meat bagged in the rub, and we're going to refrigerate this for about 6 hours, about 9 o'clock in the morning here today. And we won't be grilling to at least about 5 o'clock, 5:30, something like that. And I'm going to periodically check in on this and show you what happens, because this starts to break down and it almost goes from a dry rub to a liquid marinade, because the sugar begins to break down and liquefy, and makes it really delicious. So we will check back in. Right, quick check in on the meat. As I told you, it is going to liquefy. It's that dry rub getting all good and scrunchy. You're going to want to turn this a couple of times as it's going. It's probably about 4 hours in at this point. So just make sure everything's even coated, all that good fun stuff, and it's going to be delicious. I saw a turtle over next to the Sitco, and stopped and I thought, I'll take that over to the pond. I thought, no, it's a little too big. Well, this was a grain slider. I felt like it was too big for our pond purposes. Indeed. So we're cooking this on a low heat. This has been going about 30 minutes. And I'll let this kind of hit another few minutes. And we're going to add the corn, that beautiful corn that I got from the produce market. So let me tell you a little bit about that. Good morning. So today I went to the farmer's market, the Jackson County Farmer's Market, and there was nobody there. But I have a trusty little produce stand that's kind of on the outskirts of town that I went to this morning. And here's what we've got. Very excited about this. So she told me that the corn is coming up from South Georgia. Now, I find that a little difficult to believe, but I trust her. As I was driving across Sand Mountain yesterday, they're just putting the corn in the ground, actually. She did have her Florida tomatoes, which are delicious. We've got BLTs in mind for supper tonight on that. Also from Florida, the okra is starting to come up. So I got a cup, kind of a small pack of that, and we'll be cutting that up and frying it at some point this week, I'm quite sure. And I'm very excited. I'd hoped that our local orchard, Crow Mountain, was going to have peaches coming in, but it's simply a little bit too early for us up here in North Alabama. But these are South Carolina peaches that are starting to come in, and they look absolutely delicious. So I got a few of those to try out. And so that's today's kind of produce stand. Finds, big plans for this corn if it's worth a damn. You know, I mean, two ears for $1, you can't beat it. So if it's not worth a damn, you know, I'll come up with something to do with it. But what I'm hoping is that I'm able to maybe grill it. 'Cause I love grilled corn. But we'll just have to see, you know, what state it is once the shucks come off. So, anywho, we'll be back at you shortly. So we got a total score on the corn. It's peaches and cream, and that is my favorite. It's a bicolor derivative, and it's just delicious. So I'm probably going to run back to the produce stand to get maybe about 4 more ears, so we'll have them tomorrow. Yeah. Not playing around with this.
I was trying to show Gigi how you like back brush their hair, make it